Hi there, this is Linda and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be unboxing the Along the Path collection from Cocoa Daisy and putting together a project. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, you guys, before we dive in, let's just talk about this new box. Cocoa Daisy upgraded their boxes or redesigned them, and I absolutely love it. It's so cute. I don't actually keep these boxes, but this one makes me kind of want to. So let's go ahead and take everything out. As usual, if you are new here, just a reminder, so I am going to unbox everything I get from this collection, and then I'm going to go ahead and put together a project. If you are only interested in seeing portions of this video, I do have timestamps in the description box below, or they should also be on the actual video. So you can just click to the section that you want to see. So for this collection, or for Cocoa Daisy in general, I get every month the stationery kit, the classic cousin sticker kit, the washi trio, and the scrapbook kit with the pocket card add-on. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbox this collection and look at each item and share it with you guys. Let's start with the classic cousin sticker kit. So the classic cousin sticker kit is a completely flat sticker kit that is designed for the Hobonichi cousin, hence the name, but it works really well in a lot of other journals and planners. In fact, I don't use a Hobonichi cousin and I still absolutely love this kit. So you get one sheet of washi stickers and then the rest are regular stickers. You can start to see the collection for August. This is a super outdoorsy collection, super, super cute. Absolutely love the style of these. I am really excited. I really want to use this to document some of my upcoming adventure. Well, by the time you'll see this, I will have already gone, but I am going to Banff and Glacier National Parks. So this is a perfect collection for that, or for any like outdoor summer adventures. So you get a couple of sheets. So you have a sheet of planner stickers. You have a couple of sheets with these boxes on it. These are perfect for the weekly spreads in the sidebar, but I use them in my daily pages and all over the place. Labels, which are always super useful. Here's a second like planner icons. So you have the days of the week, which I like those a lot. You always have an alpha and a number and some washi strips. And then my favorite is always just the regular stickers. And these ones are just too cute. I'm definitely going to take this with me on vacation, that sheet, because that is just amazing. Love it so much. Okay, let's do the stationery kit. Oh, before we do that, there is always an extra sticker that you get in this month. It's this little happy camper. That is so cute. Love it so much. I have to use that on this vacation, I'm sure. Okay, let's open this. Okay, so the stationery kit is a good size. So I've gotten a lot of questions and comments lately about like, how do I subscribe, or how do I pick up a kit from Cocoa Daisy, or a lot of disappointment that there aren't always kits available. So what I have to say to that is Cocoa Daisy is a small business, and unfortunately they cannot keep up with demand, which just goes to show how amazing their products are. The best way to get products from Cocoa Daisy is to pick up a subscription. Now, I understand the complaint that a lot of people have had that the kits are very different, and sometimes a certain kit might not resonate with you, and it's a little frustrating to be locked into a subscription. So what I say to that is I recommend subscribing to a smaller kit, because once you're a subscriber, then you have the ability to add on additional kits during reveal, and you're most likely able to get some of those add-ons if you are available right at release, as opposed to someone who's not a subscriber. So this kit is one that I highly recommend being that kit that you pick up. It is a lower price point. I believe it's about $20. And it comes with a nice assortment of items that gives you a real taste to the collection. But if it's not your style a certain month, then it's not so much that it would be overwhelming to use. I also want to say that there is a lot of resale value of Cocoa Daisy on buy and swap trade groups, like on Facebook and everything. So If you do want to pick one up and you're a little nervous of getting stuck with products you don't like, that is always an option. So let's dive into what's in here. We have this little pin. This is Take the Long Way Home. Adorable. This month we have some patches. So we've got Everett Vintage, Grand Rapids, Life is Better Outside. I love that. I'm Lost, and Stay Wild. These would be perfect like on a travel album on the cover or something. And I do actually have a travel album I'm gonna do pretty soon. So maybe I will use one of those on it. Then let's see, we always have a transparency and a vellum sheet. These are both so beautiful. I actually really liked the way they looked layered. Kind of neat. And then we have a clear sticker set. I love these little Polaroids. So cute. The little backpack, the hiking boot, just adorable. This kit always comes with a like notepad, and this has this great outdoor trails. So freaking cute. Oh my goodness. I'm going to use those in my journal for sure. Okay, so I have some stickers here. These, you have 3 little sticker sheets. Usually we have a Days of the Week one, which is really good if you don't get like the Classic Cousin sticker kit, because these are really fun. If you don't, so I use these in my planner often, but if you don't use planner stickers, these are also really great in Project Life to kind of designate a photo a day or a story from the day over the course of the week. There's just so many ways you can use those. I also use them in my daily journaling pages. Some cute little stickers. And then this one has more like label like icons that I think these would be good for layering. Got this little, let's see. Okay, this looks like a pen loop that you can add on to a journal cover that coordinates with the kit. Would look really cute with those. And let me just open this. Okay, so we always have some vellum die cuts in this set, and they are stickers. And so there are icons that kind of match the rest of the kit. We've got a little tag, camera, a little journal. Oh my goodness, these are just so freaking cute. I love this stuff so much. Oh my goodness. I'm definitely bringing some of this on my trip. I'm so happy that I am unboxing this before I am packing for that trip, because these are for sure going to show up in those travel journal spreads. Okay, and then we have a washi tape. Let me grab my journal. So here's my daily journal. You can see I already started kind of some journaling there, but I'm going to put this on tomorrow's spread just to swatch these out. So the stationery kit always comes with one washi tape. Sometimes it's like a roll of stickers, or washi stickers or something like that, but this month it is a nice, beautiful floral washi tape. Absolutely gorgeous. So that is the stationery kit. Now let's look at the washi trio. So I always get the washi trio because I am washi tape obsessed. And this comes with 3 coordinating washis from the collection, and they do overlap with some of the other kits. But for me, I love getting them because I usually get essentially most of the washis from the entire collection this way. And I also will sometimes get duplicates, which I can gift to friends or have a backup for an absolute favorite. Okay, let's go ahead and swatch these. I always turn my journal upside down to swatch, and I do get questions about that sometimes. It's because I'm left-handed, so I pull the washi I want to pull it with my left hand, and so it's usually upside down for me because most things in this world are designed for right-handed people. Okay, so this one is this nice beautiful image. You've got like the little shoes and the camera. I'll flip it around once I'm done. Then we've got, this looks like a map. This is definitely a good like travel one. This looks like Nebraska, Iowa. So it looks like the Midwest, I guess that is, of the United States. Kansas. And then this one, I think this is my favorite. This is like this topographical map in blue. That one will be great for layering. Love those. Okay. Oh, here. I do still have one more washi. Let me go ahead and push all this out of the way, and then I'm going to open up the scrapbook kit. So the way the scrapbook kit works from Cocoa Daisy is you get, this is the core scrapbook kit, and then you get an add-on if you choose one. I get the pocket card add-on, and actually my pocket card add-on is missing, so I'm going to add that to the video in a little bit. Once it arrives, it's out for delivery right now. It just came in a separate shipment this month, but you can also get, there's a traveler's notebook, there's 12 by 12 pattern papers. So I'm gonna unbox what I have so far, and then through the magic of editing, you'll see me add the pocket cards on when they arrive. So first we've got another washi tape. Okay, this is a beautiful wood grain. That's really neat. That will be really nice for layering. And let me move my journal out of the way and let's see what else we have here. Okay, so we always get some papers in this kit. Whether you get an add-on piece or not, you always get the 6x8 papers. You get 2 white 6x8 papers, and then 2 of each design that are double-sided. So a nice grid, a yellow pattern, a plaid, and then on the back of that, we've got the blue topographical map. I love that one. And then we've got a floral lined paper, and then this Wander wood grain. You always have an alpha. This month we've got this like slightly off-white, peachy, puffy alpha. We've got rub-ons, and I love that Cocoa Daisy includes rub-ons. I always forget to use them as much as I should, but they are gorgeous. Like, this is gonna be beautiful for my travel. We have a chipboard sheet. Let me just pull this out of the plastic so there's no glare. Super cute. This month we have these wood circles. So these are fun for scrapbook pages. They're just like burnt wood circles. We've got a 2026 on there, so I gotta keep that in mind. I think that this collection would be perfect for a travel album for this vacation that I'm just about to go on. We have more patches. Wanderlust, Outdoor Adventure, and Road Trip. Again, all of these like thicker elements just make me want to do a chunky little mini album. Then you get a stamp set. This is a super cute, I love the little map. August, very cute. And then we have some die cuts. So just like the ones in the stationery collection, these ones are stickers, but they are not vellum. They are on paper or like cardstock, so they're a little bit thicker and more solid, perfect for scrapbooking. So we've got a little compass and some sentiments. I find that the ones in this one are usually more geared towards scrapbooking, so more sentiments and things rather than journaling images. Some larger words. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to move all this out of the way and then I will do the pocket card add-on. Okay, now let's take a look at the cards that come in the kit. Okay, so this month I'm using the scrapbook kit and pocket card add-on to continue in my daughter's album. I'm working through 2022 with the 2026 kit, so I'm now on August 2022. If you're new to my channel or this project, what I've been doing is using the monthly kits from Coco Daisy to recap that same month in my daughter's album 4 years ago, because I have a lot to catch up on from her high school years. So I started it, I think it was in 2024, I was doing 2020. And then in 2025, I did all of 2021, and now I'm doing all of 2022. And at the end of the year, I'm gonna have a full year recapped in her album, which is so great. And it doesn't seem like that much work because it's just one pocket page per month. So essentially what I'm doing is one Becky Higgins Design A page protector per month. And I have a separate video actually sharing a look through her albums and kind of what my plan is, and actually a whole playlist with any of these videos adding to her album. So I will link those in the description box below if you want to learn more. But essentially what I'm doing is one divided page protector per month. Sometimes I'm doing additional layouts using other kits or products, just depending on whatever was going on that month, if there's a lot to document or not. So for this month, there actually was a decent amount of stuff. So how I'm figuring this out, because it is now 2026, let me find my notebook. This is my thinking book, and I flip through this in my monthly flip through on my journals and planners. So I will link the last one in the description box below. But this is just for random basic notes. So what I did here was just write down all of the stories from August 2022 based on flipping through my Project Life album. So my Project Life album centers on my life. My daughter obviously was a big piece of that when she was living at home. So there's a lot of stories about her in there. And then I'm just writing down all of those things and completely ignoring the stories that have nothing to do with her that are in that album. Then what I do from there is I go to my computer and look through all my photos from that month. and print out ones that I think will help tell the story of the month about her. So each month, these cards are kind of way out of order now because I pushed them out of the way. Each month there has been a 4x6 card in the kit that has the name of the month on it. And this month there isn't one. There is a 3x4 one instead. So at first I was a little bit annoyed about that because I like that repeated continuity, but I actually love the 4x6 cards that are in this kit. So I'm not too upset because I want to use all of these. But there is a 3x4 one, and maybe that was done just because there were so many cute card ideas for the 4x6. These kits have way more 3x4 cards than 4x6. There's only 4x6 cards per kit, and I don't even know how many 3x4, like 20 or more than 20 3x4 cards, which is great because I rarely use the 4x6 cards, so it's nice to have them. But I have this one, so they did a 3x4, so I'm going to do that as my title card and pair it with this one. And then I think I'm just going to kind of go back and forth with photos. This one I created a little photo strip because we went to a grad party for one of my daughter's friends. I'm also friends with her mother. So we went to that together and they had a little photo booth. So I just created a photo strip of some of the photos we took. And then let's see, my daughter had cross country and she was sick. She got COVID really bad this month. And we actually never confirmed that it was COVID, but the doctor was pretty sure it was, even though she was getting negative tests. And she has had some long-term effects of that, which was not great. So I did want to document that here. And then let's see, what else do I have? So in the stories here, she went to a concert with her friends. She spent a lot of time with her friends. She got her driver's license, which I might actually do a full separate spread about that, but I definitely want to document it here. I don't have a photo for it because I kind of ran out of pockets. I didn't have a great photo for it anyway. She had cross-country tryouts and practices, but she actually, so what ended up happening was she didn't really do cross-country this year because of having COVID and being super sick. And then it was just too hard to get back into it. And the school had a really long process for getting signed out to redo it, to continue with cross country. So she was kind of part of the team, but she didn't really participate as much as she did the year before. So I might document that a little bit. Let's see what else. She took the SAT this month. We did some like back to school shopping and that kind of stuff. So I think I need a card for just like random stories and a card for the COVID. So or being sick. So let me go through the cards. So this kit is very outdoorsy. And although she was a lot of these photos are actually outside, she's not super outdoorsy. And I do actually have a ton of outdoorsy stories to tell with this kit. So I'm going to save some of the like super outdoorsy ones for some of those other stories. But this kit can really be used for anything. And all the Cocoa Daisy kits really can. So they are super themed. And I know that sometimes that kind of scares people away from them, but you can always use them for things off theme. Like some of the cards are super themed, but other ones aren't. And often you can flip them and find ways to use them that are going to work. So like this one has a camper, but I never do camper stuff, even though that is so cute. This one just looks like a hotel room key. So I could use that for sure. So I'm just going to go through these and figure out what I want to put on these spots. Okay, so I've narrowed down what cards I want to use. And I think this one is a good one to tell the story of her being sick because it's got a smaller place for journaling. There's not really any theme about it, but it doesn't have the full card, which I don't know that I'm going to have that much to say. And then I have this photo of her at the pediatrician. So I'll pair those together. This is from the concert. I'll need to add something on there. This one I originally had thought to put on this one, which I think is super cute. But I wanted to kind of use this one because it was not, this one is closer in color to that. And so I feel like this adds a little pop of something else. And I feel like the word going that way works really well with the photo strip. Even though the sentiment isn't perfect, that's okay. I can do some hand journaling along the edge there. And then this one I think is a great filler because her name is Summer. And so I like that for the filler card. And then here I have 2 options for journal cards. I'm thinking I'm going to lean towards that one, even though either one of them could work for a list of just the little stories from the month. I was thinking about like rearranging because I kind of wanted that there. So then it would go like, let's see, like this. Yeah, the problem is I don't want these like that. Is I could put this here and then put there. I think I like that layout better. Yes. Okay. I think I'm going to go with that. What I'm going to do now is go through, let's see what else we have here. Okay. So this is the rest of the scrapbook kit. We've got washi tape, rub-ons, which you can see I've already used some of those, puffy stickers, chipboard. I probably will want to use some chipboard. There's pattern paper, which sometimes I use in the pockets. I will cut it down. Ooh, that one's super pretty. But I don't know that I'm going to do that here because I found cards for each pocket. I'm just going to look through them quickly just to make sure. And then there's always white ones. Very cute patterns. Okay, so I don't think I need those. There's the stamp set, which is very outdoorsy, but you could still, even if you weren't going for the outdoorsy thing, you could use the camera, the star, the month, memories. So there's like some that are very just general sentiments. And then other things like I'm lost could be for something else. Or the map could just be travel generally. The feet could just be for walking. So there's a lot of different ways you could use that stamp set. And then here, let's see. I like a lot of these. I might use some of these on here. And then we have the die cut pieces. And let's see, what else do they have? There were these like larger patches, which are so cute, but they are definitely like travel. So I'm going to save those because I want to use them for my travel stuff. So we have all these die cut pieces, and then we have these wood pieces. Let me look at these. These are so cute, but again, these are more outdoorsy, so I don't think I'm going to use them on this spread. I'm going to save those. And then here, look, I'm going to look through these. So I'm going to look through these die cut pieces and the chipboard and kind of figure out how I want to lay this out and start doing my journaling and get this spread put together.
This spread comes together really quick and easily, which most of the time that's what happens with these spreads like this. Filling just one page in rather than a full spread makes it so much quicker and easier. If you are concerned that you don't have the time or the energy to backfill all of these years in an album like this, it really doesn't take that long just to devote the time once a month to doing one pocket page reflecting on that same month in a previous year. Before you know it, you will have a whole year documented. So back to what I'm doing, I added the dates on the title card using my wooden number stamp set. That stamp set is from Amazon and I linked it in my description box below. I've been using that on all of these spreads just to have some continuity across all of my layouts in my daughter's album. And I really just like how that comes together. I love that alpha stamp set. I use it all the time. I adhered some of those 3x4 cards together on the back with washi tape, just a scrap washi from my stash, so that I could include them into a 4x6 pocket without them like slipping around inside the pocket. And that's a great way just to customize. I have been using the Design A page protectors from Becky Higgins for all of these recaps, which essentially has a row of 3x4 pockets in the middle and 4x6 pockets on the top and the bottom. And that way I don't really think about my divided page protector. I just use the Design A, and I have so many of them in my stash. Now that I don't do Project Life in 12x12, I want to use them up. So I'm just using them. I'm not thinking about the various types of page protectors you could use. And if I just do some 3x4 cards, I just tape them together and stick them inside a 4x6 pocket. And then when I'm working on the back, I'm back to my same Design A page protector, and I don't have to worry about the fact that I have two 3x4s there, that I couldn't put a 4x6 on the back. I hope that makes sense, but I know I get some questions from people or comments where people get hung up on which page protector style to use. And if you are one of those people where you feel like you're getting hung up on the details like that, don't worry about it. Just take Design A or any design, whatever you have in your stash, and just make it work. It's totally okay. I went through the die cuts. I wanted to add some on a few of the photos. This one here, I wanted to add a little more detail. And so there was this die cut tag here that has some, I think it says like where, what, and who, or something like that. I can't see it in the video when I'm editing, but I decided to just stamp this on here. And so it was on August 23rd. I went back and looked that up, and then at SPAC, which is a concert venue near where we live. And then I did a little bit of journaling in the last one about my daughter going to this concert with her friends. I didn't write down who these people are because I recognize all of them, and it definitely will say somewhere else in her album, and I don't think she'll forget who they are. They were some of her best friends from high school. But that is something I like to do in her album, is add the names of the people in the photos a lot of the time when it's, friends or something, in case they were not people she was super close with, so she can kind of remember that when looking back on it. This photo strip here I made from a photo booth that was at my friend's daughter's grad party that we went to, and I just printed them out. I created a layered template in Photoshop to add these 3 photos like this, and I cropped it with some white left on there, and then I just added a little bit of journaling along the side to identify where that was from. I'm going through adding some die cuts onto some of my photos, just wanting to add a little bit more to the spread. I end up not using any of the chipboard, I think, or maybe I use one, but I really wanted to use some of the chipboard. I just decided not to on this spread. I will definitely use it in a future project. I really loved the chipboard set this month, but I felt like the die cuts just fit better with whatever stories it was that I was going to tell. This card here where I'm taping these two together, this is a photo from my daughter's pediatrician appointment, and I wanted to do the journaling about her being sick on here. I wanted to do a little bit more reflection on this, and this is where hindsight is kind of helpful because I'm able to write about how I knew this impacted her going forward, rather than if I had just documented this in August of 2022. So sometimes going back and documenting things later gives you a different perspective in your journaling, and I would recommend to embrace that. Don't pretend like you did this back in 2022. Write with hindsight. What do you know to be true now? How have things changed? And especially for documenting a teenager or anything from childhood, really, I think it's really helpful. But especially with a teenager, because everything seems so big and important to them at the time. And I'm sure that if I asked my daughter about what was important at this time in her life, it would have been, everything that was going on. And if I went back and asked her now, I'm sure a lot of the drama and things that were happening with her friends, she doesn't even remember. So I like the idea of embracing the fact that I'm doing this later and writing with hindsight in mind. I wanted to add a little bit of embellishment onto this photo of my daughter from cross country practice. This is a screenshot of a Be Real that she sent. I don't actually use that app, but she got into it at that point in time. I don't know that she even uses it anymore. It was definitely a trendy thing at the time. So I like that not only did I document here this photo, but I'm also documenting that she's using this app. And I thought that was kind of a fun take. For this card here, I wanted to add embellishment on it. You could see I tried out a few chipboard pieces and decided that none of them really went, so I just left it as is. I'm adding a die cut piece onto this photo of my daughter. She found a frog or toad in our yard, And I took a photo of her holding it up, and I really like that. This was a time when she was, I want to say 17 at this point. She was going into her senior year of high school, but she still had those moments where she was still kind of a kid, and this was definitely one of them. And I really love capturing those moments as she was growing up and having them juxtaposed next to the bigger life monumental things or the more adult things that were going on in her life at this point in time. On that Life is an Adventure card, I'm going to add a bullet point list of various stories from this month, including the fact that she got her driver's license. And that definitely changed a lot around here. It made her way more independent. If you have been following along with my life, you will know that I had previously gone through a divorce. And so starting in this month when she had her car, she was able to take herself back and forth from her dad's house and my house, which was much easier than when we had to coordinate drop off and pick up before that. So it definitely changed things a lot and gave her a lot more flexibility rather than sticking with a strict custody arrangement. She was able to just kind of go back and forth based on what was going on and what was more convenient. And I don't know, it changed a lot for sure. So I wanted to document that. For this bullet point list, I'm using a Zig dot marker to add a bullet point, and then I'm using my Uniball 1.38 pen to do my journaling. This is my current go-to gel pen. I definitely rotate through gel pens. I have quite a few favorites, but this is one that I've been loving recently and using anytime I am using a gel pen. I do use fountain pens pretty frequently, but I don't often use them in my scrapbooking because the papers used, the cardstock used for scrapbooking cards is often not fountain pen friendly because it's not really designed for that. And sometimes it is, but I tend to just gravitate towards a gel pen because they're so easy to work with and they do work really well on these cards. I'm just adding in a lot of the details here. You can see my notebook off camera there or towards the edge of the corner of the screen, and that's where I have my simple notes that I made as I was looking back through my Project Life album to remember what happened during this month. I'm going to go ahead and add one chipboard piece on here just to kind of tie these two together and include a piece of the chipboard because I really wanted to use some of it and slip that into the pocket. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And as always, I hope to see you guys all in the next one. Bye.